Hello, my name is Meredith Whaley, and today I'm going to be talking about an app called Popcorn, a creation by Vanessa Mendez, Andre Matus, and myself. So if you haven't heard what popcorn reading is a technique where you read aloud to each other. Usually it's a technique used by teachers in middle schools. So I was researching and I looked up the advantages of reading aloud. And I came across a lot. So some advantages are reading aloud is good for brain development. It is good for language. It also is good for knowledge. You know, if you read different books, then it creates a bigger knowledge base for yourself. Reading aloud also creates a bond, you know, from teacher-child or parent-child. It also, you know, reading aloud gives, it shows the child a love for reading, if the person that's reading aloud is very enthusiastic about reading aloud. It also is very good for literacy skills. It's good for vocabulary and phonetics and just building that base, especially as a child. So, now that we know our advantages of reading aloud, we decided to, hey, let's create something that hasn't been created yet. And let's just take that popcorn just to the next level. And so we thought about, you know, Popcorn, the app. So, the properties of our app, we have different environments. One environment is the classroom environment, another is a family, and then we have by yourself. The classroom, teachers, they have a view of the statistics of all the children in the class. And, like, for example, one statistic could be the words they read per minute. And, you know, they could say, hey, the teacher could see the app and say, hey, Billy's doing really good, or, hey, she needs to pick up her words per minute, so I'm going to give her some more homework to read. But then anyways, the kids can also look at their graphs, and, but they cannot look at the other pupils, just to be, you know, not lower their confidence or anything. So, the next environment is the family. You know, your parents, they're out of the country, and the child has no one to read to them at night. Who's going to read to them? So, as long as the app has, as long as the parent and the child have the app on their phone, and as long as they're friends on that app, then they can read to each other. It also records your voice, so if you're a mom and like you're busy and you know you don't have time to actually do that, to actually read at night, then what you can do is you can record your voice, and you know whenever your child wants to read, then you know he can just read to you. You know, he can click on you and then there you are reading. Not actually, you know, live time, but you are technically reading to him. Another environment we have is by yourself. You know, who doesn't like reading by themselves? That's my favorite time to read is by myself. So, when you read by yourself, you also have, we have a mode which is called silent mode. Because, you know, when you read by yourself, you don't really like reading out loud. Who does that? Sometimes I do, but not everybody does that. So, we have a silent mode, and as long as you actually read that passage, a discussion question or a multiple choice question will pop up, and make sure that you have actually read that passage. This is also a good classroom feature to have for like homework for teachers, from teachers. And yeah. Another, a new thing that we have added to the app is called language. We thought that Popcorn would be a great learning base for languages. You know, if you're learning Spanish, or if you want to learn French, or Italian. Brain fart. And, or let's say Hindi, you know, who doesn't want to learn that? So if you're having, so like, yeah, you can read a passage out loud and the app could correct you. And then let's say you don't know how to pronounce some tricky word like, Spanish word like hola. You don't know how to say it. You say it American, you say hola, the way it's spelled. So you can just click on that word and then it will repeat back to you. It will repeat someone saying that word so that you could copy it and you know how it's pronounced. So it is very helpful in many ways. It is very, popcorn is really good for children. It is actually good, like, for anyone, actually. You don't have to be a child to use it. You can be an adult or in high school, in middle school. Reading aloud is always developing. So, buy your app. Download it. Use it. Have fun with it. Thanks.